Hi guys, so Novak Djokovic is through to the quarterfinal of the US Open. He records a really impressive win yesterday against Jan-Lennard Struff, winning 6-3, 6-3, 6-2. It was a really good performance by Novak Djokovic. You know, we've sometimes seen him have a bit of a slow start in matches. There was no danger of that happening yesterday. He raced to a 4-0 lead. He was serving phenomenally well, but also returning really well, suffocating Struff at any space. You know, Struff had to play beyond the baseline, and therefore that really negated his powerful strokes, and Djokovic was in full control. He did have a little bit of an injury scare, though, towards the end of the first set. He had a strain on his neck. Now, I wasn't massively worried about that, to be honest, because I know Djokovic had a bit of a back strain, and I suffer from back strains as well. And the thing is with back strain is when you have a bit of a strain, the rest of your body tries to compensate. So I think the fact that he had a back strain, his neck strain is then trying to do its job a bit more than it should, and then that ends up straining. But the good news is that it doesn't seem to be bone related or tear related, which is then obviously very serious and can get worse, and it can be managed through massage and through painkillers and anti-inflammatories and stuff like that. And I don't think actually Djokovic needed any tablets yesterday, but he did need regular massaging, and it was a little bit of an issue towards the first set, but he closed that out. And then for the next two sets, it was the Djokovic of old. You know, anyone who's watched Djokovic over the years, and in any one of his 24 Grand Slams, he always kind of tells us that he moves up the gears as the rounds go on. And if you look at the US Open this year, it's textbook. He has got better and better as the matches have gone on. And now he's right bang in the business end of the US Open. He's 38 years old. His win yesterday means he returns back to the top five. Considering he's only just focusing on Grand Slams this year, it's a phenomenal achievement. He plays Taylor Fritz next. He's got a 10-0 record against Taylor Fritz. If he beats Taylor Fritz tomorrow, he will actually also jump Fritz in the rankings and return back to the top four. But obviously, you know, we're going to be looking ahead to that as well. That's going to be second on Arthur Ashe tomorrow. So it's going to be later for Djokovic. You know, local time, he's been playing about 7 o'clock. Mainly during this US Open. He's going to be second on tomorrow, so he's probably going to be looking at 9-10 o'clock. It is probably going to be a late finish for Djokovic. He's going to have to adjust to different conditions, but I'm honestly not that worried. I know some people think I'm getting a little bit carried away, but I've watched Djokovic so many years, and he's just got that look in his eyes. He's got that motivation. Last year, I wasn't really expecting Djokovic to do well in slams because I know his main priority was the Olympics, and we also saw what he does when he's fully motivated. This year in the slams, I think he's performed really well, but he's been battling illnesses. He's been battling injuries, genuine injuries, and that has kind of derailed him a little bit so far. But to date, as the US Open goes, I think he is the best performing male on the tour so far in the US Open. For me, he's looked the most impressive in the last two matches. His serve stats are amongst the best in the tournament. His return stats are really good. All of his stats are really good now. Yesterday he was returning so well. His ground strokes were well. His serving has been phenomenally well. Now, what Djokovic is doing, he's not serving 130, 140 because he doesn't need to. He's hitting 120, but he's placing them in corners that are making it so difficult for the opponent to make a return. Cam Norrie said, and Cam Norrie has played Novak Djokovic 6 times in the last few years, he said it's the best serving that he has ever seen Djokovic play. Jan-Lennard Struff yesterday said, unbelievable. And you know, he's played Djokovic, they're almost in the same era. Jan-Lennard Struff is 35, and he's been in and around Djokovic, you know, for best part of 2 decades. Said it's the best that he's seen Djokovic play, and he just didn't know what to do. He just didn't know what to do to kind of break through Djokovic, because his defense was really good, his movement was really good. And, you know, I'm confident that you know, Djokovic is the man to beat this US Open. The only thing that I think can stop him is injury or illness. And, you know, and I say that with the utmost respect to Taylor Fritz, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, who the latter two are his potential opponents to go there. You know, they're all phenomenal players, obviously, especially Sinner and Alcaraz have been sharing the Grand Slams in the last year or so. And they're going to be difficult people to beat, but I'm genuinely not fearful of them. Djokovic has beaten Alcaraz 4 of the last 5 matches they've played. Against Sinner, he's lost the last 4 or 5, I believe, now on the spin, but they've all kind of happened quite quickly. And you know, Djokovic, I think his motivation and his injury kind of illnesses in those matches weren't great. If he is fully fit and firing and focused and motivated, which I believe he will be this US Open with a little bit of luck, then I don't think he's got. I know he's not. I know he's not scared of playing Sinner and beating Sinner. So yeah, really excited. Obviously, you know, a lot can happen in tennis, and especially in Grand Slams, you need that little bit of luck. You know, you need luck with injuries, you need luck with conditions and opponents, how they play. You know, all these little percentages kind of mount up, but I'm confident that Djokovic is doing phenomenally well. You know, he is, you know, if he doesn't win the US Open this year, I do think he's got another Grand Slam in him, but I think he's got a great chance for this US Open, because I don't think Sinner and Alcaraz are, you know, particularly playing at their best at the moment, particularly Sinner. Alcaraz is looking very, very impressive in his first round match, in his early matches. He normally he struggles a little bit in his early matches and comes good, a bit like Djokovic, but Alcaraz so far is doing relatively well and not really going through any major scares. But Sinner against Shapovalov, you know, he didn't play particularly well, and I think Shapovalov was only really a couple of games, key games. If he could have held on or kind of converted a couple of break points, that could well have been a different result. And he's got a really tough match today tonight against Alex and Bublik, who of course beat him in Halle. So yeah, so exciting times. You know, if you're a Novak Djokovic fan, you know, we've had a lot of grief to put up with this year, but if you look at his stats, you know, he's made quarterfinals of every single slam this year at the age of 38. And we all know that he's struggled with injuries and illnesses this year. It's just a phenomenal achievement. He's still there. He's still fighting. He's got that grit between the teeth, the rocky eyes, I call them. You know, when I see Djokovic has got that, it gives me so much confidence. And I've not seen that in a slam for a while. He really seems engaged and he seems up for this. So tomorrow now is Taylor Fritz quarterfinal. Taylor Fritz, obviously last year's runner-up. He loves the conditions here. He's a home favourite, obviously American. He's going to have a lot of support behind him. There's probably going to be a rowdy crowd. It's going to be late at night. There's going to be people that are going to be drinking, and there's going to be a lot of noise. The atmosphere is there. But what I can say is so far the support for Djokovic has been phenomenal. He's been treated like a rock star, both on and off the court in New York. You know, they really love him, and New York love champions and love fighters, love people that kind of stand up for against the establishment, and love people that can, you know, are just winners. And that's what Djokovic is. You know, he's got bundles of aura, he's got bundles of personality, charisma. The fans absolutely love him. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, that fan support tomorrow against Frist is 50-50, or it may even be more pro Djokovic. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But excited for that. And, you know, Djokovic, just keep going, keep engaging, keep enjoying, and keep that intensity up, which we've seen in the last 2 matches. I was worried in the first 2 rounds, but I thought Djokovic didn't have that intensity. I'm not worried about that anymore now. I saw that against Norrie, and I saw that against Struff. And yeah, if he needs to let out his emotion and berate his box or berate a fan and smash a racket, do it. You know, don't care what the sanctimonious and you know, the be good crowd, be nice crowd, what, you know, care about. They want to see your personality, and you know, I always think for Djokovic's game, he needs that anger, that intensity, just to get his game going. So yeah, keep that up, Novak. You know, absolutely proud of you. You know, all the fans are behind you, we're all united behind you, and we're all enjoying this 2025 US Open. Although there's been a lot of late nights if you're like me from the UK or from Europe. But, you know, that's a sacrifice that we will happily make. And Djokovic keep on winning makes it a nice tonic for us. So yeah, wishing Djokovic all the best. playing really, really well. Next up is Taylor Fritz, second on Arthur Ashe tomorrow night. And let's see if we can keep this run going. I'm on ole! Let's go!